Hallo Leute, da ist wieder eure Ray und zwar die mit den Katzenöhrchen. Viel Maus und willkommen heute beim Mass Effect Video wieder. Wir haben hier einen weiteren Teil und zwar den Teil Nummer, den da. Das Video ist ein Mitschnitt von unserem Twitch-Stream, den ihr auf twitch.tv/ToeiRei, Link übrigens ist da unten, nebst anderem Gerümpel, den ihr da könnt ihr mich live erwischen. Vielleicht seid ihr dabei, Ansonsten, viel Spaß beim Zuschauen. Sorry, bei mir ist noch etwas snupfelig. Und gehen wir in die Verlängerung. Nee, die Möwen waren mit meins, ja? Da bin ich aber auch so, Und jetzt wollten wir da noch rüberfahren. Beziehungsweise hier gab es noch was. Und das wollten wir uns sowieso nochmal anschauen. Also Pistole hier. Medigel, sehr schön. Einmal weibliches Gel, also Medigel. Meins? Dann schauen wir nochmal hier. Joink. Wowza. Okay, das heißt, wir haben hier definitiv eine,
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Yep. Und das Zeug hat nicht ganz so, war nicht so cool. Das heißt, wir hätten zuerst das finden sollen, weil hier das HQ war. Und die Dinger sind, ja, okay. Nichts Besonderes. Von dort hinten sind wir gekommen. Okay, das ist nix hier, das ist ein Glitch. Gut. Dann bleibt uns eigentlich nur noch die Anomalie. Let's get those wheels turning, shall we? Mit solchen Rädern, die sind halt gut zum Vorwärtskommen, aber halt ein Riesenscheiß, wenn es darum geht, hier irgendwas... Wow! Scheibenkleister! What the frick? Als Scout-Vehikel ja. Wir heißen jetzt hier einfach mal drauf, was geht. Das war jetzt nicht clever von mir. Ah, scheiße. So. Üff. Das war not cool. Mhm. Ja, ich merke gerade, dieser Sandfurz hier war trotzdem nervig. Nur irgendwas war hier faul. Das sag ich euch. Rein aus meiner Erfahrung. Weil das hier sind Trümmer. Verdammt! Durch. Da war der Wurm drin. Eine Kapsel der Nimnes-Kolonie. Turianische Kiste. Okay. So, was ist hier? Zielort. Zielort verwerfen. Das turianische Wrack. Die Forschungsbasis, Ausgrabungsstelle. Die abgestürzte Sonde. Und deaktivierten Transmitter. Also, meiner Meinung nach war das schon fast Doctor Strange. Wir gehen mal auf die Normandy zurück. Wow. Durchaus etwas, wo ich sag, ja. Mir ist mal luiger. So, wie geht's eigentlich mit unserem Kai denn?
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Absolut.
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Shepard, wie zwanglos.
That's not the appropriate way to address your commanding officer, Lieutenant.
I wasn't speaking to you as my commanding officer, ma'am. I don't want to send any bad signals. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
Wir werden sehen.
We haven't had much off-duty time to talk. You have an issue with how things are going?
I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
Schlechte Erfahrungen?
Talk to me, Caden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
Ah, süß.
I'll try to keep the deck dry. You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero?
Okay.
They're all classified because the Alliance made mistakes.
Oh.
After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans.
Okay.
Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Aha. Experten.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret.
Aha.
What people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Ich meine, warum nicht die Asari?
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus.
Okay.
Introduce himself, he liked to say, I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father.
Oh.
When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
Warum erzählst du mir das?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. someone special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Besonders? Ich bin doch nicht besonders.
Special, huh?
Pick up my line, just say the word.
Tun sie nicht. Ist alles okay.
You're not out of line, Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Wie schaut's eigentlich mit der Taktik aus?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my
Okay, das heißt, da gibt's nicht mehr, was wir gekriegt haben.
colony. We can get some shipments into Pharaohs. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Okay.
Talk later, Caden.
So, ich glaube... Ist hier eigentlich in diesen Fächern was? Nee? Doc, alles okay?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Nee, alles gut.
Goodbye, Commander.
Da hinten war auch nix. Es ist einfach, wir brauchen die Leute, dass wir mit denen ein bisschen reden. Ich meine, Caden war jetzt eigentlich ganz süß, oder? Für das, für einen Kerl. Eben, da bin ich gerade selber dabei, dass ich das etwas gerichtet habe. Was ist mit unseren Kumpels hier? Garros alte Socke.
Good to see you.
You've been with Seasick a while. Have you seen much action?
Ja, okay.
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Verstörend?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts. Organs,
Ow.
mostly.
Ow!
We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Das ist üblich?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. The station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
Was hast du rausgekriegt?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist.
Aha.
So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Krogan Testicles? Also die Eier vom... Ich frag mal und.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Clever.
Good thinking. Lackeys are always easier to scare.
True.
Exactly. Though in this case it paid off in a different way. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the
Oh.
interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out.
Oh.
I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body.
Alles gecuttet?
Some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Das ist krank.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good.
Stellt euch das mal vor.
Properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
So ein Bastard.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran. blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the
Ouch.
time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Was?
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They
Nee.
were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Da muss ich den aber echt, ich verstehe, also das waren Idioten eigentlich.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Patton and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Das ist eine schwere Entscheidung eigentlich, muss ich sagen.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
I gotta go.
Ich finde solche Storys echt interessant, weil man kriegt was raus. Und der letzte Ding ist meiner. Was sagt
What do
Rex?
you want, Shepard?
Persönliche
Why
Frage.
did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Tatsächlich?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
I don't really care, Rex.
Suit yourself.
Ja. Also gehen wir auf die nächste Story los. Wobei, ich bin eigentlich kurz davor noch am Überlegen, ob wir uns nicht die Technikerin da nochmal schnappen, die Tali.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Geht's Ihnen besser?
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is.
Das ist schön.
I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Was zum Beispiel?
What are you hoping to find?
Usually, people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
Warum?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Argonauts. He's
Ja.
one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of
Ja,
my
weil das ein
country.
hohes Tier ist.
My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Das heißt, eine Art, ist ein großer Druck.
Must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Die Galaxie retten zählt doch, oder?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything an Aquarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're
Ja
a
gut,
very
denen
insular society.
geht alles am
The
Arsch
events
vorbei.
beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Wie lautet Ihre Antwort?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Die ist cool.
I should go.
See you
Also,
later.
die Dame ist echt geil drauf, also nicht so übel.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Nope,
Carry on, Adams.
good work. Also ihr seht jetzt schon, was hier so was hier so rausgeht. Das war's mit Mass Effect für heute und ich möchte mich bei euch bedanken. Herzlichen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Es hat mir wieder Spaß gemacht. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, wenn ihr es bis hierher geschafft habt, dann seid ihr ohnehin die Größten. Würde ich mich über ein Däumchen nach oben freuen. Vielleicht ein Abo. Und wenn ihr Sachen anders gelöst habt oder irgendwelche Tipps habt, wisst ihr was? Lasst mir in den Kommentaren da oder schaut einfach auf meinem Stream vorbei. Link in der Description. Tschüssi, bis zum nächsten Mal.